Welcome to Rotary and Serving Our Community. My name is Wade Nomura, and today we're going to take a look at behind the scenes of Governor Jim Bell's life as a governor. Jim, how you doing?
Doing well, Wade. Thank you.
Good, good. And how's it feel to be completed with your year? That's a big smile, by the way.
When this pin went on, I've never felt better.
Great, great.
It's, as you know, it's a big responsibility, and it's just really nice to now have some time to do what you wanted to do rather than be obligated to do so many things.
It's very true. Yeah. So how about your family life? Is your wife getting used to you now that you're back home again, or how's
yes,
that going?
The wife and dog appreciate me a lot more now.
That's good. That is good. So what do you think? As a governor, the commitment of time, energy, was it what you thought it was going to be, or was it more or less?
You know, I think we all enter into this thinking we know what it's all about, but that's just not the case. I think it's completely different once you get into it because there's a lot of commitments. There are a lot of ways to expand the commitments to make them even better. So I think you can build it to how you want it to be, but in the end, there's a lot going on, particularly the first 6 months out of the year.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Now, the commitment of time, energy, traveling, doing all the traveling, was that something that you had anticipated, or was that a little bit more?
I think you're schooled pretty well that what it's going to be. In my case, from June to June, just the 1 year as governor, it was about 24,000 road miles, 32,000 air miles, which actually surprised me. I didn't realize there would be so much of that, but it also depends on where the conventions are and things. But yeah, I think you're pretty well schooled and you know how to deal with that. What
were some of the highlights of the year?
Highlights, well, I think the very first one was probably our district conference. Okay. We had a lot of youth products up on stage that we do in our district. I think the second one probably was the Rose Parade float, and walking in the Rose Parade was a lot of fun with my classmates. There were 6 or 7 of us that walked in the Rose Parade, and that's
and the president
and the RI president was there as well with his wife. So that was pretty neat. Yeah. The next one would probably be the Foundation Gala with past RI President Bill Boyd and his wife. And the big one, as a surprise, was on June 29th. I got an email. Just as I'm beginning to hang up my spurs and get all done, I get an email from Rotary International saying you chartered a new club. So that came on the next to the last day of the year. So it was a busy year all year long.
That is great. Yeah, because you're right. New clubs only occur maybe once every 3 years, 4 years
apparently,
on
yes.
average. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that. What do you think the benefit that you got in Rotary as a governor that you didn't anticipate?
Boy, that's a really good question. You really don't realize how much you don't know about Rotary and how much you don't know about your district until you do this. When you're visiting clubs every day, sometimes 2 or 3 clubs in a given day, it's your eyes, the blinders just come off and you realize, gosh, there's a lot of great Rotarians, a lot of great clubs out there. I mean, you just don't realize how much is going on in the district until you get out on the road and visit with these folks.
That is true. Now, 74 clubs
74
right
clubs.
Now? Yeah. So you started 74, you ended with 74.
That's right.
We had one that merged in from what
we had one merged in Bakersfield, Bakersfield South.
Okay.
After 45, 50 years of serving the community, they just decided it was getting too small. They decided to join some of the other clubs. So that's all taken place, and then we added the new one. So
good.
Same number.
Now, did Donna, your wife, get to participate on very many of these events? Or
she
trips?
went to a lot of the socials.
Okay.
Probably visited about 35 to 40% of the clubs with me.
Oh, very good.
And really enjoyed it as well. I mean, it was an eye-opener for her because she's not a Rotarian. So.
Well, that and she's working full-time too.
Working full-time,
that makes it kind of a challenge.
Her employer was very kind and gave her a lot of spare time to go do things. So they're both Rotarians in Bakersfield, by the way.
Now, I know one of the challenges you've had, and I'm going to key in on one specific, was after our trip to Mexico. You've been kind of challenged there health-wise. That must have been a rough way to finish.
It was a rough one. Actually, I caught a viral infection that really didn't have any medication for it. So there was about 6 weeks that I was running on maybe 10% or 20% of whatever energy I had, and just had to work my way through it.
Yeah.
So that affected me about the middle of May. It caused me to have to cancel my RI convention trip. Right. But other than that, the rest of the 11 months was great. The last month was a little dicey.
Well, actually, timing was good anyways. Had it happened anywhere else, you probably
Oh.
would have had all kinds of challenges
It
with
would have,
club
you're right.
meetings and things
Yeah.
like that.
Uh-huh.
Good. How about the trip to Mexico? Aside from getting sick,
Yeah.
how was that?
Well, I wasn't sick there. I was fine there,
Yeah.
but it was another eye-opening trip because it was my third trip there, but I hadn't had an opportunity to get out into the other parts of the, I think they call them states, correct? So
Correct. Yeah.
you and I actually went to 3 or 4 cities in over a week or maybe 5 days and visited a lot of Rotarians and their clubs in Mexico, which is really eye-opening as well. Very, very wonderful experience. Warm and friendly Rotarians. Really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Great,
really
great.
enjoyed it.
Now, club-wise, I know there's a lot of events that the clubs organize, do both community-wise, club-wise, and district-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Which of those stand out? And you don't have to give names of the clubs because we don't want to offend too many people, but what events were kind of neat that you recall attending?
Well, I think your year, a Rotary District Governor's Year starts out pretty much with July 4th parade in the city of Solvang, which is put on by the Rotary Club there, and of course you got Buellton and other clubs that participate. That was really kind of neat, and then from there you hit Goleta fireworks,
Which
and
we
then-
just did a show
which
for a
you-
while ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there are other events like that. There's a Santa Maria Christmas parade that's fantastic. There's some incredible fundraisers done by some of the clubs in the Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks area. And of course, there's some benchmark long-term events in Bakersfield. So when you try to incorporate all those, I don't say that one's better than the other. It's just amazing how many there are and how well and how long they've been being produced by the Rotary clubs. Fantastic community experiences, yes.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Uh-huh.
Now, looking at the presidents, you have 74 clubs, you have 74 presidents. How close did you come to the presidents to get to know them, become friends with them?
Some of them quite a bit, some of them not so much. A lot of it has to do with distance and also the size of the club. Who you really become most familiar with, which I did not realize going in at the beginning of the year last year, was the assistant governors. The assistant governors travel with you to the clubs in their group, or region I should say. And it was just amazing how much work they do and how good they are at their jobs, and I really, really enjoyed that. But there are some really good club presidents you get to know as well.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
So the assistant governors, those are selected, usually selected by you as the governor to be kind of your go-between between them and the clubs themselves. What kind of commitment do you think they have time-wise? Are they putting in quite a bit of time?
They're putting in quite a bit of time for a very short period of time.
Okay.
If you have your schedule, let's just take the Santa Maria area, for example. If you have the clubs in that area are run by one particular assistant governor, she only has, or he only has 3 or 4 clubs to visit with me.
Okay.
And if you get those all done within a couple of days, the rest of their year is just having a once-a-month meeting, perhaps, and then keeping you up to date with what's happening. So it's assistant governor is intense for a very short period of time.
Except for they do monthly meetings still.
Monthly
though.
meetings, yeah, yeah.
We don't want to play them down too much because they are definitely hard workers. Well, okay, good. Now, at the end of the year, we have an awards ceremony here, and you give out different things. Tell us about that.
Well, we celebrate 2 things at the end of the year. We have the district governor's step down and also the district awards at the same event. And this year I chose the theme of country western like I did for the district conference, and everybody dressed in western gear. And we have a lot of awards that the clubs earn just by doing what they normally do all year long. And then of course we have a few awards that I'm allowed to present to certain people who have stood out over time. And then of course at the very end we pick a few of the best small, medium, and large club overall, and then the overall club.
Okay. Now tell me about this. I know some of the Rotarians, we hear back from them saying that, it's not about the awards, we do it because of this. Now that you've gone through the actual awards process, tell me about how that affects the clubs and why you feel we keep giving the awards out.
Well, my personal view is all human beings relish acknowledgement, whether they want to admit it or not. So what we're really doing in the district awards is giving those clubs the recognition that they earn just by doing what they normally do. For example, there's a presidential citation, gold, silver, and bronze. Those are things that clubs normally do throughout the course of the year. If they just check mark that they did them off the RI president's list, they get an award. So
that's an international award.
that's an international, exactly right.
Yeah.
So we do the same thing at the district level. Okay. So we have 2 or 3 ways to honor our clubs. It's really not, at that level, it's not, in my view, a competitive situation.
True.
It's just an acknowledgement of all the hard work they do in their communities and, perhaps overseas as well on the international side.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the awards.
Okay.
Since we got a few pictures here.
I do.
Starting with the first one, I'll let you go through that one there. It looks like one of the best clubs.
The best club is this year, well, the best overall club this year was the Rotary Club of Cambria.
Okay.
And you'll see a picture there of Joan Broadhurst holding the award.
And what would you say was one of their major accomplishments? What made them stand out?
There's too many to mention. There's way too many to mention in that particular case.
Just a highly active club.
Oh, it's an extremely active club.
Okay, great.
And a fun club to visit, frankly. It's a lot of fun.
Very true, yeah. Next picture we have shows the best clubs in the 3 size categories.
That's exactly right. Next to me, I'm the one in the white hat, is Mike Murphy from the Rotary Club of Thousand Oaks. Next to Mike, which is the best large club, by the way, is the best small club, which is Donna Archer, Rotary Club of Cayucas Seaside. And then finally, Jenny Hayward, the best medium-sized club, which is Simi Valley.
Great, and that is a perpetual trophy that goes on each year then.
And it's a big and heavy one, too.
It is a big and heavy one. Okay, next picture we have is?
Rob Godfrey is this year's District Rotarian of the Year.
Wow.
He was our district treasurer and has been our district treasurer for 5 years.
Right.
And I could not have operated without him, and I think the previous governors would probably say the same thing. He's a very hard-working guy behind the scenes and does an amazing job.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yep, great. Next picture we have?
I think that is Donna Archer. Best,
Donna there, yeah.
Yes, that's the best small club.
Okay.
She's the president of our Cayucas Seaside.
Uh-huh. And?
The next one after that would be, I think, yes, okay, this is an interesting award. This was the Spouse Award.
Okay.
And this is an RI award that is not given out every year. But in this particular case, this is Scotty Ortiz, who is the wife of past District Governor Frank Ortiz in Rotary Club of Santa Maria Breakfast. And we caught her completely off guard, and she was very, very surprised.
Great.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about her award, and what did you see there on the application that stood
There's
out?
there's a lot of community service with respect to CASA, particularly in her life. Several other community organizations in Santa Maria. Not to mention, there's been international trips with Frank in many different countries. So she's a trooper.
Great.
She's right there.
Sounds good. Next picture we have is Luz Maria.
Luz Maria. This was the, I forget which one this is.
Citation?
Yeah, Citation Meritorious
for
Service, which is, I think you have to have, what, 5 years or something in?
Yeah.
And then we gave that to her this year. She's the District Rotarian DRFCC, which is the
District, Rotary Foundation Committee Chair.
Committee Chair, that's right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she's done that position for the past 3 years. Done a great job.
She's done a great job. Actually,
you're following her.
Yeah, she went before that too, because she was a transitional person,
okay.
so she had about a year or 2 training even before she jumped in. So definitely well deserved. The next picture we have is
I think it's Doug Hoffman coming up.
Doug Hoffman, right?
Doug Hoffman was given the, and this is really an interesting one, by the way. He was given the John Padilla Humanitarian, no, I'm sorry, he was given the Jock McKinsey Leadership Award.
Right.
And the funny story on Doug is, after all the years he's helped with teaching at Pearls and such, he came up to me after receiving the award and said, you know, I helped write the criteria for this award 11 years ago, and I didn't think I'd ever earn it. And he was so warm and just stunned that he got it. And he's been very dicey on his health in the last 3 or 4 years, and he's finally through that. So it was just a great a great event.
That's a huge one because
Yeah.
he's not always been recognized. He was one of those behind-the-scenes workers.
Behind-the-scenes
does a lot.
guys.
Nobody even knows he's back there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Next picture.
Is, I think it's Virginia Hayward and Rocky Rhodes
Right.
from Simi Valley Club. Now, this was the John Padilla Humanitarian Service Award. And in this particular case, Rocky donated a kidney to another Rotarian who was literally going to die if he didn't get a match. And in his club. I mean, this is way above and beyond. So it just fits so well.
Yeah, definitely so. That's a great one. Next one you have is, say, David Gore there.
Yes, it is. David Gore received the Sam L. Green Service Above Self Award, and caught him off guard as well. David has been not only a good friend, but just a really, really hard worker, and particularly in the education and training areas of our district for many years.
Right.
And it was time for him to win this award.
Yeah,
It really was.
very good. Oh, that was good. Since he's moving on now, I guess.
Moving on to grants, I
Doing
guess.
the grants, correct.
The next person that's on the screen, or should be soon, would be Scott Phillips. And this was a new award we gave this year called the Quiet Rotarian Award. The Quiet Rotarian is those people that work behind the scenes, unbeknownst to many people, and just fulfill a position and do a great job. And we gave that award to Scott Phillips and also Neil Walker.
Okay.
For both working together and doing the district governor's newsletter month after month after month.
So there's two of them, actually.
There's two of them,
With
exactly.
the same award, getting the same award.
Both got the same award.
Name is the same
Neil
award.
was on vacation, was not there. Scott was. That's why you see the picture of
Great.
just
And
Scott.
by the way, Scott's going to be, well, he's a president right now.
He
of the
starts
Greater Noontime.
next Tuesday, I think.
He's actually started.
Yeah, as club president. That's exactly right.
Because he was at the 4th of July show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But that is a good one. Now, how'd you come up with that award? That's a
Well,
great
I wanted to
award.
give them an award, and I didn't. There wasn't a title of an award, so we had to come up with one. So we just
Okay.
made up a name,
No,
and it fit.
It definitely fits.
Yeah.
It definitely fits. Perfect. Next picture we have is,
I think you're going to see about 10 people up on stage
Yeah,
or so, and
yeah.
that is a new award by Rotary this year called the Club Builder Award, recognizing Rotarians who've made a significant impact in building their club in some manner or shape, and strengthening their club. And those are the 10 winners right there.
got it. Give me a little example of some of the things that was the criteria that was met.
One of the criteria is membership.
Okay.
So if they worked on the membership side and solidified either on the front end or the back end of the membership criteria, in other words, retention or attraction,
Okay.
they were considered. And every one of these folks stood out. It was awesome.
Very nice. Next picture we have is
You have the
Rotaract, right?
Rotaract. There were 5 Rotaract clubs that got awards, and those are your Rotaract presidents there,
okay.
receiving the award for doing an amazing job this year.
I see. So the two on the end are sharing because I see 6 people up there.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay. The clubs, do you remember offhand where they're located at?
The Rotaract clubs?
Rotaract clubs.
Santa Maria, Bakersfield, right here in Channel Islands, Thousand Oaks area, and Santa Barbara.
Okay.
There's 5 of them.
Got it. Very good. And the next picture,
We did Interact Awards this year
Okay.
and recognized, I think there were 3 or 4 clubs that did some outstanding community service and helping their Rotary clubs in their areas do bigger and better events.
Okay.
So we gave those awards to Interact this year,
Interact.
which is staying with the theme I had for the year, which is youth services.
okay.
And that's what we featured at our district conference, and that's what we wanted to also continue on with the district awards.
Got it.
Yeah.
Now, Interact, high school age, correct? Mostly
High school
seniors
age,
there?
right through yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
And then they, at 17 or 18, they'll go on to college and then hopefully move into Rotaract.
Right. Sounds like they listened to the memo. Most of them dressed in the Western theme.
Yeah, they all had fun.
Yeah, good, good.
The next picture you're going to see, I believe, is our district governor-elect, now district governor.
Now governor.
Nick Frankel in that white hat, pinning the district governor nominee, who is now district governor-elect John Weiss.
Okay.
And then, of course, standing behind the white shirt is now the new district governor nominee, Sandy Schwartz.
Okay.
So it's a district governor transition is the very last thing we do at the district awards.
Just give them the locations, the audience out there.
Okay.
So.
Nick, the current district governor today, is from the Westlake Village Sunrise Club.
Okay.
John Weiss is Rotary Club of Morro Bay, and District Governor nominee Sandy Schwartz is Bakersfield East Rotary Club.
Great. So you got the whole district covered.
Yep,
I
got
think
the
that's
district
kind of
covered.
neat that you have it set up that way.
Yeah.
Worked out well for us.
And I think you have one more picture,
One more picture there.
and that is me giving now District Governor Nick Frankel his own gavel. So he gets his own gavel
Okay.
for the district bell.
And that's right. Now we still have the bell I see back there, so that was good.
Yes, exactly right. So he's receiving that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is a
And
good
he's
one.
very excited, I have to tell you.
Now we got a few more pictures here, starting with this one. Looks like something that you may have planned on this
we
one
did
here.
that.
It
We
has
did
a little
that.
bit of Jim written on
Okay,
that one.
the history on this is the district governor, the home club of the governor gets a banner, which says Home Club of the District Governor, Rotary District 5240 on it. And they display that banner 52 weeks while you're not there, pretty much, because you're out on the road doing things. I guess it's a reminder that you're still a member. Well, anyhow, I asked my club president, when he's bringing the banner to the district awards, to pass on to Nick's club, that president, find a way to perhaps make a fake banner and tear it. So as you're going up the steps, you trip and fall, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I have this banner, this beautiful banner that's torn, and that's what you see there. The real banner was not torn,
It
obviously.
was a prop banner.
But what caught me off guard in this particular case, as he's passing the banner, he milked this thing for probably 3 minutes, and I'm sitting there, bullets of sweat going down. Is it the real banner? He did a great job. He was so funny. That's President Anselmo.
Anselmo, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, he had a great year.
He had a fantastic
Yeah,
year.
yeah, great year.
Absolutely great year.
Pretty hard to stand up to the governor when he's from your club, so he did a good job.
He did a great job.
The next picture is the actual real banner.
Actual real banner being held by Nancy Lasota
Okay.
from Nick's club, and that's in his club right now on display, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then the final picture we have there.
Well, that's myself and Donna, as we were in character that day,
I see
having
that.
fun, and she enjoyed that very much, and I think looked great in her Western outfit.
I agree. Poor Donna, she's going to see this on TV and go, well, really?
Exactly. I don't think
good.
I told her I was coming today, by the way, so
Oh, you don't?
we'll surprise her.
It'll be a good surprise.
That's great.
So we have a little bit more time.
Okay.
Let's talk some more about your year.
Okay.
Tell us some of the interesting stories. A good story of something that happened on one of your trips that you hadn't
Oh boy,
anticipated.
there's a lot of those.
I know there are.
I can tell you one that really stands out. I was at the Rotary Club of Paso Robles
Okay.
that has a very nice reception the night before at Eberly Wineries because he's part of that club.
Right.
And a gentleman came up to me I had never met before and said, "What are you doing tomorrow morning?" And I went, "Nothing." He goes, "I'm going to come by at your hotel and pick you up at 8 o'clock and take you on a ride." We ended up, which he did, by the way, we ended up about 15 miles up an old road in the mountains of Paso Robles overlooking the ocean to a house his father built for just under $2 million in 1988.
Wow.
And he bought the property from the Hearsts. And this is a 5-story house. The bottom story is an indoor swimming pool. And it just continues from there. It's just amazing, built in the side of the highest peak in that area. Wow. And there's a 50-mile view of the coastline 10 miles out. And the reason it's actually 10.1 miles out, because 10 miles out, 10 miles inland, the Coastal Commission has control of what you build. His dad was smart enough to figure out.
He edged it out.
We edged it back this way. We could do what we want. So
Oh, that's
amazing, amazing story. He owns his own company in Paso Robles that makes light bulbs, like in the studio here.
Oh, okay.
So very, very interesting gentleman.
That is. That is a good
Just
story.
little things like that happen, and you just don't know when they're going to happen.
So tell me about one of the most unique fundraisers you observed or participated in this year.
Well, I think the most unique one, well, first I should say our district has a lot of fantastic, many of which are long-term fundraisers. In some of the, some have been going on for 20 or 25 years. The most unique one, I think, was in my own club because President Anselmo came up with this new idea this year to do a beer pong tournament. And I wasn't really quite sure what I was getting involved with, but it didn't matter. It was just mobbed with a lot of 20 and 25 and 30-year-old young people who just they were amazing to watch these teams play. I mean, it was really, really fascinating.
So those are probably the pros on the beer pong tour.
I think so. You got to get that. You got to get that
Now,
ball in
you may
there.
want to point out that it was called beer pong.
It was called beer pong. Right?
But the actual liquid was...
Beer. Yeah, it was beer. Sorry.
No problem. Just check it.
It was
Just check
it was at a one of those. It was called Timbler, which is one of those unique beer making places in Bakersfield. Brand new, actually. It's been open about 6 months, so it was good for them and good for us as well.
Got it.
Good exposure.
Real quick story. Tell me something that happened to you that you couldn't fix.
I couldn't fix.
Couldn't fix. In other words, a trip that went bad. Something went the wrong way. You didn't have any of those?
I don't think I had any.
Hero.
I think I had. I was pretty
my
good.
Hero.
I think
So
I had some pretty good
so
ones.
you never got turned to the wrong direction. You never showed up where...
No, but I
you're-
did have an
you-
issue
you
getting
are
out
my
of
hero.
Mexico. I can tell you that real quickly. For some reason, I don't know what the issue was, but getting on the plane, I had to almost do a strip shirts.
Oh, really?
I mean, it was amazing. This guy wanted to look, everything out of the suitcases, everything out of the backpack, everything.
Wow.
And one of our Rotarians was standing there watching me from one of the clubs, Lompoc Club. Took pictures. Yeah.
You're not supposed to have cameras out there. He's
I know,
lucky he was the next
he thought
one
he was
in
being
line.
funny.
Yeah, that's good. So nothing. I can't believe that. Yeah.
Got lucky.
You're probably the first.
Ah.
Yeah. We'll have to take some notes and see how you got that one pulled off. Car-wise, how many car miles do you figure you went? And did you wear out a car?
I didn't wear out a car. I drive an F-150, so 24,000 June to June. Of course, the assignment takes you back another couple years, so there's a lot more than that, but just in 1 year, 24,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, suitcase. You still have a suitcase packed?
No, I don't
Really?
now. I had a
Really?
suitcase packed for the longest time, but now I've taken it apart.
Real quick,
Sure.
looking at future, what do you see in the future for yourself as a past district governor?
You know, I just want to see the governors following me and the next one, just to all help each other out, good continuity. I'll do anything I can to make that as smooth as possible. I just want to offer up whatever I've learned and to help them when asked. I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but just say, hey, I'm here to help you.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Great.
I sure and for your
Enjoyed this.
service.
Yeah, I
1 year
appreciate
of
that.
Your
Good to see
lifetime
you.
for Rotary.
Well, you
and
started
helping
it, by
out.
the way,
No
with
comment.
me.
We're going to cut at that point there. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Talking to Jim Ballot was one outstanding year he's had. And with that, we will see you next time. Thank you.